Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, I'm going to answer your questions. Alright, so I posted the Q&A question video a couple weeks ago, and you guys sent me over 400 questions. Now, a lot of them were repeats, so I'm going to try to skip as many of those as I can, and I'm not going to answer them all in this video. I'm going to try to break it up into segments because I don't want to do like an hour-long thing. And I'll probably say your guys' names if it's not like a repeat. If like a lot of people asked it, I'm just going to say the first person, whoever asked it, and then I won't repeat the question again later when it comes up. Okay, so let's go through. I'm just going to go through the video's comment sections one by one and answer your questions. So, first question is from Game Videos for Life. Team Cap or Team Stark? Well, if we were only going by character alone, it would be Stark. But based on the premise of the Civil War and of the movie, Team Cap. All the way. Gilberto Arellano. I don't know if I pronounced your guys' names wrong, I'm sorry. Can't get them all right. His question is, what is your most anticipated movie of 2016? And are you Team DC or Team Marvel? I have to pick one. I am generally Team Marvel. My favorite anticipated movie, or most anticipated movie of 2016, Civil War. Definitely Civil War. It would have been Batman vs. Superman, but all of their shenanigans have just really put me off. And I'm going to watch it, and I hope it's good. But as of right now, I'm not psyched for it. I'm just reservedly hopeful. XX Dynamo XX #7A4Q%20 asks. I can't believe I didn't mess that up. Oh, I didn't say the underscores. Oh well. He asks, would you rather be Spider-Man or Daredevil? Well, that's an easy choice. Spider-Man. He's way cooler. Though the Daredevil TV show on Netflix was really good, Daredevil is one of my least favorite characters of all time. Max Cochran says, what do you think about the new PlayArts Kai figures? I think the PlayArts Kai figures are very hit or miss. They're very spotty in terms of QC, and the prices keep going up. And if they keep going up at this rate, and the QC doesn't go up, and the designs don't go up, and the engineering doesn't go up, I'm going to have to quit collecting them. I can't do it. I can't justify the expense when the figures are at least half bad. It's been bugging me a lot lately, and I think a lot of people are feeling the same way, so hopefully Square Enix does something about it. The next question is from Dylan Rodriguez? Maybe it's I don't know. Sorry, Dylan. His question is, which toy companies such as Bandai, McFarlane, NECA, etc. would you say gives you the best quality for the price and has the biggest diversity of figures? Love your vids, man. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Appreciate the support. Two questions there. I have to split that up. The best quality for the price is easily NECA at this point. They just keep banging out awesome figures, and the price points are ridiculously low for the quality. So easily NECA for that. And then the biggest diversity has to be SH Figuarts. They just are covering everything at this point. So easily SH Figuarts. Purple Ninja 1356 asks, what was your first action figure that got you into collecting, if I remember, and also do I still have it? Well, when I was really young, my parents bought me and my brother action figures. You know, like the old Toy Biz ones. I guess so that got me into collecting. I don't know for sure. I mean, I had a ton of those, and my parents were the source of it, though. So I don't know if that really counts as collecting. I think for me, what really got me into collecting seriously was the Soda Street Fighter line. I don't think there was one in particular, but when I found out about it and I started to research it, even though I had been buying things here and there throughout, I wasn't really a collector. I just bought stuff that I liked. But that Soda Street Fighter line really ignited the spark, and that's what got me into it. It wasn't one particular figure. Hayden Boleski asks, do I play any instruments? If I do, what do I like to play? I do not. I'm not musically inclined, unfortunately. I kind of wish I was, but I'm not. I can't sing. I can't do the whole matching pitch and that kind of stuff. Not my skill set. I don't know. I don't even really like music that much. If I listen to music, it's going to be instrumental. And it's a wide variety once I get to that category, but I'm just not a music person really at all. And it's not to say I don't like some songs and I don't like to listen to things, but I'm just generally not into music, so... Alright, ICU Gaming has two questions. He says, or she, What do you think is the most important part of the figure, articulation or design? And for me, it has to be a blend of both. If you have a figure that's really ugly but well articulated, it doesn't serve a purpose because you don't want to look at it. If you have a figure that's really good but doesn't have any articulation, it's essentially a statue, which takes away all of the fun factor for me. So if we're talking about an action figure, it has to be a blend of both. Obviously, a statue, it's all about sculpt. Or a mostly static figure, it's all about sculpt. The articulation doesn't really matter. But you cannot have only one or the other in an action figure. You have to make that delineation. And number 2, what is the best figure I own or want? Best quality overall? That's a really tough one. I don't know. I have way too many to choose from off the top of my head. I mean, with everything, I have like almost 2,000 individual pieces right now. So I can't choose one as the best. There are a lot that I like a whole lot, and maybe I'll do a video about that in the future, so stay tuned for that. So ACP2692 says or asks, what is the best action figure of all time? I have no idea. Basul Wolverine. He asks, what is the most influential event in my life? Ooh, that's a tough one. Influential event in my life. I suppose if you want to break it down to general things, it might be the thing that got me into YouTube. Because, I mean, it's what I do now, YouTube and customizing. So, which would actually go back to when I started customizing, which would be me making my first custom. I suppose that would, generally speaking, it had the most impact on my life since it changed everything. So I guess that. Torchwood ZRW asks, how old are my cats? They're all 3, I think. Right around 3. Mostly, I think. It's not 2. It was 2, but I'm pretty sure it's 3 now. Because that's how aging works. Hector Ornelas, Cheap Skateboarding, asks, who is your favorite band/artist? I really don't have one. My favorite song, though, is Wayward Son from Kansas. So that tells you a little bit about my musical preference, I guess. Nightfall Bane 01. If you're watching this, I'm not answering that question. Sorry. Satabdo Majumdar. Sorry, I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Number 1, who is your favorite superhero? In general, it's Batman. Not because he has the best storytelling. I know a lot of it's bogus, but most superheroes have bogus storytelling. I just like the whole concept of Batman. I think it's a cool looking character. I like the whole Bruce Wayne persona. I like a lot of the aspects of Batman. I like the grittier universe. I like the more realistic enemies. So, Batman. And then number 2, can you please make more DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Knight figure reviews? I cannot. I mean, I can, but I have to buy everything I review, so I can't just make more reviews when I want to, unfortunately. Sorcerer Supreme asks, is Milliput clay good for sculpting for beginners? I don't know. I've never used it. I use Aves Epoxy Sculpt or Fixit Sculpt and Kneaded Tight green stuff. And I also use, which is a different kind because those two cure on their own, I also use Super Sculpey, which is a baking product. So those are the ones I use. Those are the ones I've always used. So that's all I know about. But I use those based on reasons which don't really matter other than I know that they're good. And now after having used them for years, I know that they are good. Morbid Curiosity has 3 questions. First question is, well, he's got like a bunch, it looks like. We'll see. Number 1, can you go to New York Toy Fair this year? The answer is I could, but I'm not going to because there's really no point. I mean, everybody covers the stuff, and I don't need to be the one doing it. And it costs a lot of money to fly to New York and to stay in New York and then to fly back home just for some photos, really. And I'm not interested in interviewing these companies for the most part. Because then there are some that I would talk to, but for the most part, the companies should be interviewing the people that buy their product, not the other way around. That's kind of irksome to me, that people go there and interview them. It should be them interviewing us. We're the ones paying for the product, not the other way. We're giving them our money for their product. They should know what we want, we shouldn't care what they want. You know what I mean? He says Player Kai needs to get their act together. I agree. Oh, that's why he brought up New York Toy Fair. He said if they won't listen online, maybe I can tell them in person. That's not going to happen. There's no benefit. They're not going to listen, and the people there are generally representatives. I mean, a lot of them are employees, but they're not the people that make the decisions. And me going there to tell them that I don't like the way things are going, they're not going to listen. I mean, they know reviews exist. They know people are on the internet talking. If they wanted to pay attention, they could. What other characters should be included in the Marvel variant line, assuming they're made right? I would like Wolverine. I would like Deadpool, Psylocke, Gambit. A lot of X-Men. I'm very X-Men oriented. And I'll throw a DC one in there, even though it won't happen. I really wanted a Martian Manhunter. Alright, one last question for this video. The most electrifying man in all of entertainment, that's his username. What is your all-time favorite movie or two movies? All-time favorite single movie is The Matrix. Love The Matrix. Really, really liked it. And I'm generally a pretty big fan of Keanu Reeves, despite his lack of diversity in his acting. I really like him as a person from what I've heard and what I've read. And I really enjoy that movie for the storyline and everything like that. And another movie, I would go with Avengers if I had to pick a second. So there it is. That's the first batch of Q&A. I'm going to do more, so stick around for those videos. Don't ask any more questions. I still have hundreds to go through. If I want to do another batch, I'll make another post about you guys asking another batch of questions. Then we'll go from there. But for now, you can comment and respond to these questions. That's fine. We can talk in the comment section, but don't give me more questions to answer in this format because I already have more than enough. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.